Well, look, I mean, he has made clear that...
Okay, that guy is going to stand up to a KGB-trained killer like Vladimir Putin?
The answer is...
I just don't think it's going to happen. And this is the biggest problem. Joe Biden is not all there. Now, theoretically, he could be not all there, but his team could be staffed by a bunch of hawks who really are going to face up to the threat that Russia poses. And remember, according to the Democrats, until the last 35 seconds, when Joe Biden became president, Russia was the chief threat to the United States. Now, they said that, of course, because they were focused in over and over and over on the idea that Donald Trump was somehow being bribed to be president by Vladimir Putin, that he was a Manchurian candidate or the Moscow candidate. But now that Biden's president, they're like, you know what? It would be great if we cut our military. And you know, what if we put out some like recruiting videos for the military that featured lesbian moms? I mean, that seems like a great way to recruit for the military. And for the CIA, what if we like really targeted the group of people who are thinking about applying to the CIA, but suffer from generalized anxiety disorder? That's where we got to put our time and our effort. And also, we really have to consider whether military bases should fly the pride flag. I mean, these are really important subjects for the United States military in the face of increased Russian aggression. And meanwhile, you've got that administration topped by a person whose brain is just not functioning. Okay, I'm sorry. The media are not going to show you these clips. They will not show you these clips on CBS Evening News because they are extremely disquieting. And honestly, you have to feel bad for the president of the United States, who at this point seems to be the victim of elder abuse. They're trotting out a person who does not have his faculties about him. If you've ever had an elderly relative who is starting to lose it, Joe Biden is your elderly relative who is starting to lose it. I actually feel bad for the man. He is in a high-pressure situation, the highest pressure job on planet Earth, and he is clearly not capable of handling himself. Honestly, he's my president too, right? He's your president. He's the elected president. You don't want the elected president to not have the ability to even speak. Here was Joe Biden yesterday. I mean, this is an unbelievable clip. Here is Joe Biden yesterday asked about whether Vladimir Putin is a killer. Now, to preface this clip, to backtrack for a moment, understand that in March, Joe Biden did an interview in which he was asked whether Vladimir Putin was a killer, and he said, absolutely. Here was Joe Biden just a couple of months ago saying that Vladimir Putin was a killer.
Most important thing dealing with foreign leaders, in my experience, and I've dealt with an awful lot of them over my career, is just know the other guy.
So you know Vladimir Putin. You think he's a killer?
Mm-hmm. I do.
Okay, so pretty swift answer there with his good friend George Stephanopoulos. Here was yesterday. Okay, remember, this has only been a 3-month gap. This is a guy in a serious state of mental decline. I mean, I don't know what else to tell you. I'm only looking at the evidence in my eyes. I'm not a doctor. I'm not going to pretend I'm a doctor. All I can tell you is that if you've ever seen a person who is sliding down the hill in terms of his faculties, Joe Biden looks an awful lot like that. Remember, that was him with George Stephanopoulos in March. Here is President Joe Biden in June being asked the same question.
To answer the first question, I'm laughing too. Well, look, I mean, he has made clear that the answer is, I believe he has in the past essentially acknowledged that he was, there are certain things that he would do or did do. But look, when I was asked that question on air, I answered it honestly. But it's not much of I don't think it matters a whole lot in terms of this next meeting we're about to have.
Okay, first of all, very weak answer. But second of all, that is a full 6.5 second gap in that tape where he's just standing there, not knowing what's going on around him. Okay, that guy is going to stand up to a KGB trained killer like Vladimir Putin. I hope he does. He's my president too. Again, I would love to see the president of the United States take a hard, strong stance with regard to the Russians. I just don't think it's going to happen. And Joe Biden was also asked, by the way, about Russia. And he referred to Russia as, quote unquote, our adversary and or our possible adversary. Again, it's just that he is now Arnold Schwarzenegger in Total Recall wearing the lady disguise when it starts to glitch. I mean, you're afraid that his head is going to start opening up. That's what he's going to start shaking all over the place and then it's going to explode into Arnold Schwarzenegger. It's so weird. Here's the president of the United States.
I've been doing this a long time.
Yes, you have.
The last thing anyone would do is negotiate in front of the world press as to how he's going to approach a critical meeting with another adversary and or someone who could be an adversary. It's the last thing I'm going to do.
Yes. Great. Okay. Well, meanwhile, China is on the move as well. Biden's being tested. So far, not seen a lot from Joe Biden. I hope you enjoyed that clip from The Ben Shapiro Show. If you did, go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you stay up to date with all our future content.